What a week it has been, ladies and gentlemen. Trump and Elon have been fighting in a way that only two men can fight. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Well, you're a On top of all that, Greta Thunberg has decided to go to Gaza and save everybody because that's what they need over there. A small autistic person to save the day. Hip, hip. Hooray. Marvel fans are upset because the new Black Panther is set to be white. That's hilarious. And in much happier news, the worst show in the history of Australia, The Project, the far left-leaning, painful program itself, is getting cancelled. The TV network that has brought it to you for a decade or more has decided that's enough. We've suffered enough. Get rid of it. All that and more, ladies and gentlemen, in today's rendition of the Butterfield News Broadcast Service Systems. Play the music. First off, ladies and gentlemen, in America, I am coming to the United States, ladies and gentlemen. All throughout September, I'm at the Hollywood Improv in Los Angeles. I'm at the Vulcan in Austin, Texas, and I'm at Stand Up New York in New York City, ladies and gentlemen. Got a couple of other dates that we're going to add on to the back of that right now, but that's all we got right now. So grab your tickets at isaacbutterfield.com. Now, on with the video. This is a crazy story to begin the show, and it's very close to my heart, obviously, as a comedian who has been cancelled probably too many times. But Brazilian comedian Leo Lins has been convicted by a federal court in Sao Paulo of inciting intolerance, quote, inciting intolerance through hate-filled jokes in a stand-up routine. So he's been found guilty of basically being offensive to people in his stand-up. That's funny because that's what a comedian's supposed to do. And I think one of the problems that we face as a society is most of the comedians we see now don't do any offensive material because they're a bunch of boring fuck them. But the real good shit out there, the fun comedians are the ones that, yeah, not everything is offensive, but they're happy to throw offensive shit in there. If you go to a comedy show and you don't get offended, how boring. So Leo has been found guilty under two different laws in Brazil. It's anti-racism law and a persons with disabilities law. It was all to do with his comedy special that he released in 2022 called Perpetador, or which means disturbing. So if you watch a comedy special called Disturbing and get disturbed, what did you think was gonna fucking happen? So Leo uploaded this to YouTube and it got millions upon millions of views. People really, really liked it, obviously, except for the government, which always seems to be the case. The small minority has all the power here, which is just fucking painful. Anyway, apparently in the video, Lins delivered a lot of offensive types of jokes, with jokes that, and I'm going to quote this, if you are a YouTube moderator watching this is a quote, this is nothing to do with me. I don't believe in anything, all right? He apparently made fun of people from Brazil's impoverished northeast, so poor people, and said that they have a primitive appearance. And joked that one man was only 72% human. He also apparently said that obese people should eat gay men without a condom to get AIDS and then lose weight. That sounds more like a public service announcement than an offensive joke, but okay, fine. He then went on to trivialize slavery by saying that black people were born already employed, and also quipped that Ash Wednesday should be a holiday for Jews, seemingly referencing a certain thing that rhymes with Holocaust. Anyway, the thing is, and that sounds pretty horrible, right? All those horrible things. But if you went through my routine or any comedian's routine that's worth a grain of salt, it sounds fucking horrible. It sounds extremely mean, like the whole thing. But this is the issue. And I say this when I'm on stage. When I say something offensive, and I imagine he's not a bad person. When I say something on stage, it's like we're at a pub having a beer. We're all friends. We're all talking shit. And it's about who can say the most outrageous thing. That's what I'm trying to do. And not every comedian's like that, and I get that. And I know that not everyone loves that type of stuff. That's fine. Some people are allowed to be boring pieces of shit their entire lives. But the fact that this has now seen him in front of a court is crazy. And what's crazier, and this melts my fucking mind, is that he's going to jail because of it. The third criminal chamber of the federal court in Sao Paulo found that Lin's routine crossed the line into hate speech, ruling that freedom of expression, quote, is not absolute, end quote. Well, it absolutely should be. Freedom of speech has to be absolutely free, or it's not free speech. Judge Barbara, oh, well, there you go, she's a lady. She doesn't have a sense of humor. Emphatically stated that the place of humor is not a lawless land. Shush. Asserting that dignity and equality must trump a comedian's license to offend. Fucking suck my foreskin, Barbara. And because of all of this, fuck, this poor prick has been sentenced to 8 years and 3 months in prison to be served under a closed maximum security regime. In addition, he also has to pay a hefty fine and damages, around £240,000, £54,000 because of collective moral damages to society. Wow. Man, that is fucking insane. So yeah, let's hope that when he gets out of jail, hopefully he gets out earlier than 8 years, he comes out with a massive special and moves to fucking America or something, because that is absolutely insane. Moving on, and now let's talk about Marvel and the new Black Panther, because apparently he's going to be white. The Black Panther movie, great film, fantastic, had Chadwick Boseman in it, who passed away in 2020 from colon cancer. And if you are a younger person, he was only like 40 years old, 43 years old. If you are a young person, do one of those bowel tests. I should probably preface that with what a bowel test is. You wipe a bit of shit on a bit of paper, and that's what they do in Australia anyway. It's free. So because a lot of people are being diagnosed with colon cancer, colorectal cancer. So you should get a test, all right? If you find blood in your shit, go to the doctor. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be a dickhead. Anyway, Chadwick Boseman, great film. It's fucking one of the best Marvel films, I think. Anyway, people are freaking out because apparently the new Black Panther is going to be a white dude, not a black dude. And I don't know if you know this about Wakanda. Not overly diverse. Shame on them. Racists. Now, what I will say is a lot of people who are upset about this, they're really upset about whitewashing this show, but this happens all the time. There's always new people of new races replacing characters for no reason. Look at Snow White. Tinkerbell, The Little Mermaid, went from white to black. So why is it a problem when it goes the other way? Even Snape in the new Harry Potter series is going to be black for no reason, which is so ridiculous because he teaches defense of the dark arts. Dark, black, racism. Now, here's the thing. You probably think that I'm going to be like, yes, finally, white people have a role in the movies. No, I'm not happy about this article. I'm not happy about this headline or this idea that they're going to replace a black character with a white person. That's one of the great things about the Black Panther movies is they're black. It makes no sense. You're not going to replace Black Adam. You can't just have Dwayne Johnson playing Black Adam for one season or whatever movie it was. I don't fucking know. I didn't see it. And then have Pete Davidson play the skinny, boring, white AIDS-looking victim in White Adam, the story of an accountant that accidentally missed a digit. Who gives a shit? So just don't change the races. You can change what the character looks like a little bit, okay? Have a bit of freedom there, a bit of artistic freedom, but write a new story if you want to change the race of a person. It makes no sense. Anyway, whatever. This is the crazy thing, though. As I look at this fucking article, it turns out that I have been the victim of a Daily Mail fucking lie, some clickbait, because it turns out that all of this isn't to do with the new Black Panther movie. It's a comic book. It's a change in the comic book series, which, to be fair, could be turned into a movie one day. Fuck, they make some money misleading people with clickbait. But anyway, there. So the new Wakandan family and the society there are going to be white. Finally, white people are getting ahead in life. Well done, us. The character of T'Challa was famously portrayed by the late Chadwick Boseman in Marvel's Black Panther film, celebrated for honoring African culture and representation. Now fans are questioning whether the latest storyline undermines that legacy. Black Panther having a white son would be ridiculous. One person posted, while another raged, Black Panther is white. Why did the Daily Mail do this? Why do they take random comments on the internet and have it as like important people are saying this? No one wants a white Black Panther. Keep him black, for Christ's sake. Stay black, Wakanda. That's all we ask. That's merely all we ask. But I guess it's not up to us, is it? And we have to say goodbye to the BBCs of Wakanda forever. From that very sad news to something fantastic. The project on Channel 10, which I have had a long-running vicious hatred of for many, many years. We've made many videos about all the bullshit that they've said when they've attacked people or attacked men or attacked the UFC or whatever. Like this program, if you've never seen it, good. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. They are just wankers. I do not like them.
Well, we do a show called UFC Embedded where we follow the fighters around. So those cameras were there when that happened because of that. But do you understand? He got arrested. He went to jail. He had to go before the New York, Attorney General, so they already took care of it. What am I going to do?
No, but
what's the suspension going to do?
But you could say
he was suspended.
Yeah,
he was suspended. He couldn't fight because he was in jail.
Yeah.
This might upset some people, but honestly, parents, instead of telling our girls not to walk through parks, maybe we should be telling our boys not to them.
Do you think comedians should have, comedians' privilege, like politicians have parliamentary privilege?
Oh, absolutely, and even if I don't have that privilege, I will do it anyway. I'll never apologise for a joke. What matters here is intent.
They have been on air for a long time and their ratings have been dipping for ages. And finally, Channel 10, who was owned by Paramount, Viacom, all those type of places, they finally pulled the fucking plug on this dying, disgraceful excuse for journalism. And I couldn't be happier, honestly. I don't like seeing people lose their jobs and shit, but this fucking show, all it did over the years was create divide amongst the people of Australia and create this hate between people and this anger, and they should be fucking ashamed of themselves for that. Literally every single time you see the project post something, people are arguing immediately in the comment section. That's all they seem to do, and they don't have their finger on the pulse of society. They're either arguing with each other or everyone disagrees with what the project has to say. So goodbye to Waleed Ali, goodbye to the legacy of Lisa Wilkinson, and goodbye to the fucking wankers who ran the New Zealand version of the project. Fuck the lot of them. Ladies and gentlemen, fuck them to the moon. Ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you stick around for the next one. It's very, very good. In fact, you see this video right here? Why don't you click on that? That's a video that YouTube thinks you will like very much. And YouTube knows more about you than you do. So fucking click it, please.